Now, to be honest, this is the first time I've been asked to speak. Give a speech in front of such a large group of people, so I am needlessly a little bit nervous up here. I feel a little bit better, though, knowing that I'm not alone in the room today. I'm not the only person maybe feeling a little queasy or a little anxious and apprehensive about the future. Of course, she just married Neil, though, so she's got a little more to worry about than I do. But I think she'll make it. Anyway, being an inexperienced public speaker that I am, and naturally lazy person, which Neil could attest to, I turned to the power of the internet to help me out this evening, and it did not fail me. There was a plethora of material that I could just recycle in the speech, so I thought I'd give that a crack. There you go. Neil was a great older brother. Growing up, I remember even in grade school, he was a clutter kid. He was popular with the girl. Okay, so that speech isn't quite as applicable as I first thought. I'm going to have to wing it from here, which basically means in translation, I'm going to keep it really short. Just talk about Neil mostly. I met Neil in 7th grade. I was coming back on the bus from junior high. I was in the front or middle of the bus. He was in the back of the bus. I remember because there was a strange little kid in the back of the bus that was being tormented by some ill-mannered 6th graders. And I was curious as to who this guy might be. After they got off the bus, I walked back there, and I distinctly remember the first words I ever said to him were, "Why doesn't anybody like you?" As he was proud to say, though, you can see that it's not the case anymore. It's come a long way improved greatly. Since that time, which has been almost 20 years now, we've worked together. My first job was working at a comic shop with Neil. I was 13, he was 12. We were breaking labor laws already before we got our future lawyer. The job only paid $3.50 an hour, only for one person. Neil agreed to split that with me because we both wanted it. So we both had to compromise the security even then. That's good for a marriage. That's a good foundation to have this team. We both made $1.75 an hour, big money for a 12 to 13-year-old. I think he's making double that now. So he's not a long way from the crowd. Still supportive of that.
Sorry about that.
Besides working together, we also studied together. One of the reasons I'm actually in law school right now is partially on account of Neil. Back in 2005, when he was studying the LSAT, you don't know what it is, it's the law school application test. I didn't know what it was at the time. I just knew he was spending all his time studying for this test. So I figured if I was going to hang out with him, I might as well study for it too. We turned it into a little friendly competition, I think at my request. See if I could beat him at it. So we studied, took the LSAT. I did beat him. I'm not going to say by how much. No, I didn't go to law school at the time. A few years later, I did, in fact, end up going to law school, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I can thank him for that, or blame him, depending on the economy. I'm out of school now. Besides working and studying, we've also played together. I think 1 or 2 hours of video games, 1 or 2,000. I don't know who's counting. Just met Christine, we're looking for an anniversary gift next year about this time, probably next Xbox coming out, just keep that in mind. You might not say it, but yeah, he likes Halo and Xbox and COD a little too much. Besides the playing as well, we've traveled cross country, done numerous activities, and talked about almost every conceivable thing that you can think of under the sun. In fact, with the exception of possibly his mom, I would say I've spent more time or known Neil better than almost anybody else here. Thankfully, however, someone volunteered to take over that position for me today and give me a break, and I can think of no better person for that job than Christine. So, Neil, you are a very lucky guy. Christine, you are a martyr. And on that note, I would invite all of you to raise your glasses and a toast to Neil and Christine, Mr. and Mrs. Mahoney Benavente.